Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this video. I'm Brent. Good to see you guys again. I hope you're doing well. I am super excited about making this video because I get to talk about two things that I am really excited about. First one, of course, being mental health nursing. The second one being comic books. I am a big Marvel fan, so with the news of Moon Knight coming out on March 30th, I get to talk about two things that I really like, and I'm super excited to get to share this video with you guys. For those of you who don't know, aside from being a nursing instructor, I am also a big Marvel nerd. I cosplay. I actually co-founded and lead a cosplay nerd ministry at my church. But for today, this video will be about Moon Knight. Now, Moon Knight is a comic book superhero who has DID, which is Dissociative Identity Disorder or Multiple Personality Disorder. So as you can tell, I'm super excited to talk about this, and I hope this video is informative, and I hope that you learn something from this video to help you understand a little bit more about who Moon Knight is, the diagnosis that he has, and what this mental illness is all about. So this is where the comic book meets the textbook. Let's get started. Let's do it. Dissociative Identity Disorder, DID, or Multiple Personality Disorder, I'm going to refer to this as DID throughout the video, just rolls off the tongue a little bit easier, is characterized by two or more different distinct identities or personalities in a person that controls them or possesses them at different times. For the intents and purposes of this video, I will be interchanging personality and identity, but no, they are the exact same thing. Mark Spector, who is the core identity, the base person, has four of these different identities. The first one is Stephen Grant. The second one is Jake Lockley, Mr. Knight, and then the fourth one is Moon Knight, obviously. So due to these different identities, there is a disruption or dissociation, hence where we get the name, in consciousness, memory, identity, and perception. More so, the change in perception will be these hallucinations. So the different identities have their own backstory, their own behaviors, their own characteristics, their own traits, their own likes and dislikes. So it's like, having different people, being portrayed at any one time. Dissociative identity disorder, however, is very rare. Depending on what source you read, it can affect 0.01% to 1.5% of the population. It is more common in women than it is in men. Now, mind you, Mark Spector is male. And just like many mental illnesses, there is no cure as of yet. So let's break it down and let's see how Mark Spector fits this description of having DID. So back in the day, dissociative identity disorder was seen as demonic possession. Enter Khonshu, right? The Egyptian god of vengeance and the moon, who resurrects Mark Spector, gives him his superpowers, and makes him his vassal for vengeance. Spector later believes that this encounter with Khonshu was an hallucination, which I mentioned earlier before, but I do want to point out this seemingly loose idea of Spector being possessed by the spirit of Khonshu. Side note, the term possession continues to be used by therapists and psychologists in describing this disorder. So possession is when the different identities are seen by others. And we will see this in the TV show when the different characters come on screen. We will see Stephen Grant, we will see Jake Lockley, we will see Mr. Knight, and we will see Moon Knight. And honestly, I cannot wait to see how the director portrays this. I think it's going to be amazing. Demonic possession aside, the biggest cause of DID is trauma. About 90% of the cases are due to childhood abuse, while other cases are due to experiences in war and or other traumatizing circumstances. Does Spector fit this criteria for DID? You better believe it, man. As a child, he discovered that his family friend, Yitz Perlman, was a serial killer who was working for the Nazis. And one day, Spectre stumbled into Perlman's secret room, and he had to fight his way out to escape. And that was the event that triggered his DID. Later on, as an adult, Spectre joins the military. He becomes a Marine, does 2 tours in Iraq before he becomes dishonorably discharged due to bizarre behavior, and of course his previous psychiatric history. He's forced to leave the army. But childhood trauma mixed with experiences in war, yeah, that's gonna do the trick. Obviously, the biggest manifestation of DID are the different personalities. But I did mention earlier about hallucinations and memory loss, which can be explained by gaps in memory and/or dissociative fugues. But there are also reports of patients stating that they feel different or that they're in a dream. Alterations in mood can include anxiety and depression, and in the trailer, Mark Spector also stated that he has trouble sleeping. There's also a high prevalence of suicidal ideation in this population. I don't think Moon Knight is suicidal. Yes, his behaviors are deemed risky and dangerous. He's more so a danger to others, especially if you're a villain, but I don't think we're gonna see any themes of suicidal ideation in the TV series. As mentioned earlier, there is no cure for DID, but medications are helpful, with anti-anxiety and antidepressant medications being most commonly used. Also, beating up bad guys is a pretty good form of stress relief and a really good defense mechanism, right? Sublimation. But the main treatment is therapy. And the whole point of therapy is to help the person take apart all these personalities and unify them into one personality, or create a way for those personalities to work together. Now it's interesting, because the other personalities, in my opinion, seem to work together to aid Moon Knight with exacting justice and crime fighting. For example, Stephen Grant, who is the billionaire, the rich social elite, funds all of Moon Knight's crime fighting. Jake Lockley, who is the taxi cab driver, is more nose to the ground, ears to the streets. He gathers information, and Mr. Knight works with the police department in keeping the citizens of the city safe. Now, I have this thought, since Doug Mensch has worked on Batman and is a creator for Moon Knight, and people have drawn parallels due to the similarities of the Cape Crusader and the Crescent crime fighter, and it is my belief that their true personas are their crime-fighting alter egos. So Bruce Wayne is the front for Batman, whereas Mark Spector is the front for Moon Knight, who is aided by the 3 other personalities. Mark Spector does indeed 100% fit the profile of someone who has DID. He does have a history of childhood trauma plus military experience, more than 2 different personalities with manifestations of hallucinations, amnesia, insomnia, and anxiety. I do want to credit Doug Mensch for creating this wonderful character with what seems like a psychologically correct representation of DID, so hats off to you, sir. I am very excited to watch this TV series when it drops, and I am also planning on continuing this conversation about Moon Knight and DID, so be on the lookout for that. And of course, the easiest way to know if I did drop any videos about that is to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. It does help me out. And of course, if there are no comments, questions, concerns, or complaints, I'll see you guys next time. But if you do have those comments, questions, concerns, or complaints that can be expressed in a therapeutically communicative manner, well, there is a comment section down below, so let me know what you think. Until then, take care. Peace.